Hi dear students, how are you doing? We are Punya Study Circle and we extend a cordial welcome to you in our classroom. Dear students, today we are going to study about those accounting practices and policies which have reduced the scope of personal judgment for the accountant to the much larger extent than it was reduced by the generally accepted accounting principles which we have been using till the first decade of 21st century. Now we have started using international financial reporting standards and accommodating Indian accounting standards which are making our financial statement more comparable, more consistent, more reliable and ensuring transparency in the practices prevalent in the business organization. So here I have mentioned that we are going to learn about meaning, definition of accounting standards, why we need to give way to accounting standards over generally accepted accounting principles. There we are having nature of accounting standards, objectives of adopting accounting standard, and finally still what are the limitations with which these accounting standards are suffering. So let me start very first with the meaning. Accounting standards can be defined as those written statements and those written guidelines which are issued by professional accounting bodies. Time to time they specify rules and practices which are to be adopted and followed by the accountants while they are developing financial statement, and not only developing financial statement but they are keeping accounting records or developing accounting records. Kohler has defined accounting standard in his own way. He said accounting standards are code of conduct, they are behavioristic rules which are imposed on the accountant by custom, laws or professional bodies. It means this is going to be a comprehensive definition which include general accepted accounting principles as a part and parcel of accounting standard. That means he want to say that general accepted accounting principles have also been imbibed through these accounting standard. Let's learn about the needs of adopting accounting standard. Very first we have informative needs, then globalization has made it mandatory for us to adopt accounting standards, and finally deficiency prevalent in the generally accepted accounting principles. What kind of informative needs have forced us to adopt accounting standards and give up to the generally accepted accounting principles? You know what? Business entities are established to earn profits and they are supported in their mission by large many external parties and internal parties like employees, owners, government, raw material supplier, customers, media, etc. You know what? Earlier these parties were confined within a specific locality or region, but nowadays we are having investors and interested parties spreading across the whole nation. That is why it has become our responsibility, and our responsibility has even increased to provide them true and fair information about the state of business affair through our financial statement, which should be more uniform. That means there should not be difference in their format, methods, policies, practices. Everything should be in that form which can be understood by all the users of accounting information easily. That is why we need to adopt accounting standard and we need to give up at this arc of development to the generally accepted accounting principle. Second thing is globalization. That means every country is integrating its national economy with the economies of the world. This practice has led to the emergence of international capital market, which is increasingly used by business entity for mobilization of fund through ADR, GDR, options, IDR, etc. And stock exchanges have been established in every country. Even there are large many stock exchanges spread across each of the countries. They are making it compulsory for us to have uniformity and consistency not only within country but across the world, so that no difficulty is being encountered while a person situated in America making investment in India, Mexico, Japan, China, anywhere across the world. So globalization has forced us more powerfully to make these accounting formats and accounting practices more uniform. This is the second reason that we have adopted to the accounting standard. And third is the deficiency in generally accepted accounting principle. We all know, though general accepted accounting principles had reduced the scope of personal judgment to the larger extent, but still there were large many alternate available for providing treatment to the same kind of item, like different methods of charging depreciation, valuation of stock, measurement of estimated useful life of assets, and different perspectives about valuation cost. That is why it has become need of hour that we should adopt more common practices, because nowadays we are going to become a global world. We are experiencing existence of those companies which are not producing and buying and selling their goods within a country, but their business operation have covered the globe or major continents of the world. This is the need, this is the compulsion that we need to adopt accounting standards, and we need to give up generally accepted accounting principles. Even we have moved a step further by adopting international financial reporting standards or accommodating national standards with the international financial reporting standards. Now we should also look into the objectives which are being satisfied by the accounting standards adaptation by the companies and made them mandatory by the nations of the government through enactment of legislation. Very first is the uniformity. Uniformity not only at the level of nation but at the level of world. If we want to have more resources, if we want to have more talent, if we want to satisfy users of accounting information, if we want to ensure transparency, if we want to increase reliability and credibility, we must make accounting standards uniform. Then we are having relevancy. That means accounting standards are capable, more capable of providing user-specific information to each of the user, be it the government of the concerned country, be it the tax authority, be they are the customers, employees, trade union, etc. It means there is sufficient scope for providing relevant information, or the information in the sense which is more suitable in decision making. Restrictive. Yes. Accounting standards are more restrictive than generally accepted accounting principles. They have reduced the scope of personal judgment, the choice or the availability of methods at the disposal of accountant, which has made them just to follow the code of conduct or behavioristic set of rules which are made compulsory through suggestions of professional accounting bodies and implementation of our legislative bodies. Consistency in follow-up to the accounting practices over the period of time. That means no business concerns is allowed to change accounting policies and methods every year or year after year. And if they are changing, they need to provide reason thereof, that this is the region, this is the utility that has forced us to adopt a more relevant accounting standards. They should be transparent enough. It means accounting standards have mandatory disclosure of financial statement and accounting reports to national newspaper or international media so that everybody can have access to them. Finally, comparability. Uniform format, uniform method, uniform practices, policies make it easy for the users who are scattered across the globe to understand and make their decisions accordingly and decide future path which is to be followed by them in the time to come. Finally, reliability and credibility. If we have ensured all these features like uniformity, relevancy, restrictiveness, consistency, transparency and comparability, accounting records are more trustworthy. We know they are uniform. We have knowledge to understand them. We have trust in them just because the professional accounting bodies across the world have not only accepted but approved them to be followed by each and every accountant. Then here we are having some of the limitations which were still present in the accounting standards that forced us to adopt more advanced version called International Financial Reporting Standards. The first was they restricted the initiatives on the part of accountant. It means if an accountant is having opinion that he has some better method, he has some more relevant and objective method to provide treatment to an item, so he does not have authority, he does not have ability to use that accounting method. It has reduced their choice or restricted their choice to the particular method or policy which is to be followed while developing accounting records and making financial statement and even developing reports. Risk in the nature. Accounting standards are not allowed to be changed. It means there are even not minor possibility of the personal judgment. No accountant, even the auditors are not having authority to make change into them based on historical cost. Yes, this is, I think, the major drawback of accounting standard. Just like generally accepted accounting principles, they too adopted historical cost as a basis of recording assets in the book of account, and finally the further accounting treatment were provided on the basis of this historical cost. But international financial reporting standards, which are advanced version of uniformity, have adopted the current and fair value as a basis of recording assets and liability, which is more relevant and showing true and fair financial position and profitability of the business concerns. They affect the judgment of auditor. It means if the auditor is of opinion that particular policy or method is having some flaw, still he is not having authority to prescribe and to implement the method which he can prove more reliable and objective. This is all about today's lecture. I'm sure you are clear with meaning, definition, needs, why we adopted accounting standards, objectives. Okay, here we are not done with this aspect of the accounting standard, that means nature. So let's talk about nature too. Code of conduct, it means they are behavioristic norms which are made compulsorily to be followed by accountant through enactment of legislation. They have no way but to follow this code of conduct, use those formats, use those methods, follow those practices which are prescribed through these accounting standards. So they are code of conduct imposed on the accounting professionals through not only customs and laws only, but through the recommendation of professional bodies by having adequate quantum of experience and researches. Professional bodies have recommended this and governments have decided to implement these standards so that we can ensure the trust of investors and related information, related users of information, accounting information across the world. Then we are having it aimed at increasing uniformity. Uniformity is very much related to the reliability. If we want to develop trust in our accounting practices, if we want to make it easy for the users of accounting information that they can have easy understanding so that they can make an informed decision, we need to ensure uniformity. They are basically aimed at ensuring uniformity and consistency. That means no business concern should change its policy for different times, which will decrease reliability and credibility. And if we are not having comparability, if they are not uniform, we cannot compare them with their performance on and with the performance of the industries and performance of same kind of business entities in the other countries. That means they are of no use for us. Reduce the scope of personal judgment. Yes, accounting standards have reduced the scope of personal judgment to the single method prescribed for each item accounting treatment. Then provide information about the business. This is one of the most important nature of the accounting standards, that they are not only prescribing methods, practices and policies, but they also force accountants to provide information about the utility of practices and methods they are applying in calculation or providing accounting treatment to different items. Besides that, they have to also mention the region if they have introduced any change in the accounting policy. The region of that must also be mentioned along with that. This is all about today's lecture. In our next lecture, we are going to discuss about international financial reporting standards and accommodating Indian accounting standards, and how many accounting standards have been made compulsory by our government through Companies Act 2013 to be followed by each of the business concern. I'm sure that you are done with this.